Greetings, YouTube. Today's story comes from December and deals with the Department of Justice, which has issued a memo today, which was on the 18th, stating that the litigation concerning gender identity employment discrimination regarding transgender Americans working in the federal government will be covered under the sex discrimination prohibition in Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, an act that just keeps on giving when the GOP isn't trying to gut it. Attorney General Eric Holder writes, the department will no longer assert that Title VII's prohibition against discrimination based on sex does not encompass gender identity per se, including transgender discrimination. Public sector workers who are gay are already protected against discrimination on the basis of their sexual orientation. And for me, this is one of those really big duh moments. It's like someone woke up in the morning and looked at the world and said, you know, transgender people are people! And there's the thing. People. Human beings. Fellow citizens. Those are the categories that matter. The other parts shouldn't impact the fact that someone remains a person. It doesn't mean you ignore this. I'm not advocating a colorblind view of the world, which is silly because that's kind of absurd. We should accept and respect people for who they are. We don't need them to not be who they are. We don't need them to act a certain way. We don't need them to pretend that they're not who they are. I want people to remain brown and black and white and red and yellow and straight and gay and bi and pan and poly and trans and cis. I want them to all be what they are. I just want the law to treat them all equally well. Radical thought, I know. And I realize that to some people, this will be extending special privileges. Except it's not extending special privileges or rights. It's just including people within that lovely tent we call equality, so that they enjoy the same privileges and rights and responsibilities as everybody else. And inclusion can be a wonderful thing. When you bring someone in from the cold and say, okay, it's okay if you're in here. It's okay that you enjoy the warmth and the safety that we are provided, that all these other people have enjoyed for centuries, millennia in some cases. It's all right. All is not puppy dogs and roses, however. There is an article here, which I found while reading this particular comment thread, which is from less than a month after that memo was released. The Human Rights Campaign, the nation's largest LGBTQ organization, is taking action against Saks Fifth Avenue after the luxury retail giant tried to get a transgender discrimination lawsuit dismissed by arguing that anti-trans discrimination is not illegal under the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Now, first of all, this comes after the Attorney General has said that it does cover it, and the federal government's going to get your back on that if you're a member of the trans community. And then Saks Fifth Avenue comes out, tries to put forth the argument that it doesn't. Well, there's already precedent on the federal level that it does. So your argument's going to be undermined in a big, fat, hairy way. But if you are part of an organization, any organization, that is attempting to undermine the civil liberties, the human rights of a person, you're on the wrong side of history. You're also morally repugnant. Don't do that. Don't attempt to squash the civil liberties and human rights of another human being. Don't do that. I don't care who they are. I don't care if you do or do not agree with any aspect of who they are as a person or how they act or what they say. Do not attempt to squash their civil liberties and human rights. I shouldn't have to say this. This should go without saying. Literally, this would be something that you could never have to bring up. That it is just the default state that we all live under. But it isn't. And we have to bring it up again and again and again. All the time, chipping away at the edifice in America and in the world at large, which is white, straight, cisgender, Christian privilege. And we need to keep doing that until it's gone. Until everyone is viewed equally under the law. That would be marvelous, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be marvelous that every single person can get up every single day and know that they are going to be treated the same way by the law, free of prejudice and discrimination? Wouldn't that be grand? I realize it's not perfect, that it's never going to be achievable. But we can get closer than we are. At every step towards that goal is an improvement in the lives of real human beings, flesh and blood, who are with us right now. And every human life we improve through this process is a win. So, Sex with Declan Avenue? Screw you! Eric Holder, job well done!